we want to do in Unity where they make sense. Light mapping, right? It saves time that you don't have to go round trip your assets out to your artist, have them make a change, and then bring those back into the editor. So it makes a lot of sense for us to have that built right into the application, because those are the kinds of things you're going to do small tweaks, many times throughout the life cycle of a project. And when you save that 10 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20 times, that's a huge amount of time savings. Now, adding bulk modeling tools into Unity, boy, it's going to cost us a lot, and it's not necessarily going to be a time saver, because we work well with external modeling tools. We have this nice art asset pipeline, and there are people who make entire careers out of making high quality modeling and art asset creation tools. Do we think we're going to match the capabilities of Photoshop or 3D Studio Max or Maya, or no, not even maybe matching Blender or Cheetah 3D. I mean, these are really, really good tools that folks can use that we're just never going to replicate. So we're not looking right now at wholesale modeling tools inside the editor. Maybe we're going to look at some for mild tweaks. I could see of interest like, polygon reduction. You get this nice AutoCAD model that's a bazillion vertices. Maybe we can provide ways to trim that polygon count down so you make something that's more real-time friendly, or things like level of detail friendly. So I can see those kinds of things as potential features in the future, but I wouldn't call those bulk modeling tools. That's really more tweaking assets that are already created for you. That's more the direction we seem to be focusing on, as opposed to becoming the next great modeler and game engine.
Okay. Another question is if there will be features that show you the hardware requirements of the project you are working on.
Well, yeah, I think we're going to keep working on stuff like this. It kind of started with the stats window that you can see. What's your draw call count and things like that, VRAM usage. And we've long had video card emulation inside the editor, network emulation. Now with the profiler was introduced, we're looking at a lot of the tools that surround not just content creation, but now you need to make it run as good as possible. And part of that at the end is, will this run on a certain set of target hardware? As we continue to amass information, as we just become an older company with more data gathering, we're going to be in a better position to say what may or may not run on a card of, video card of a specific specification with this processor of a specific specification. But it will always be, a general guidance situation. I mean, nothing beats testing on all platforms and all operating systems, to see what reality really is. We can emulate and we can offer guidance, but on platform or on device testing is simply the best thing. So yeah, we'll continue to add features in that area, but really keep looking at all those platforms yourself. Don't ever rely on it. It's guidance, not a complete crutch that you can lean on.
Okay. Again, Alexan from the live chat asked if there will be new features in the asset server.
So, I can say that yes, we have some long-term designs still around the asset server. This is a case of us actually, pardon the phrase, some people kind of give me a funny look. We eat our own dog food. Our demo team, a great team of guys that they're based over in Europe. Here we are marketing and sales here in San Francisco, and we need them to provide us demo assets so that when I go to SIGGRAPH or when we go to different conferences, that we have this material on our machines. And so we use it. We think it's a great tool, but we think that there's definitely more that can be done. Yeah, you can very definitely expect asset server improvements and changes to be a continually developed feature like everything else, because that's a far from done feature. And so it's got a lot of life left in it and a lot of features that we want to add. So you bet.
Okay. Another question, and I think you heard it often, is when or will Unity be available on Linux?
Tough question. It's long been one of the seemingly most requested features, and I say seemingly because I love passionate audiences. Like, that's one of the reasons why I really like Unity. We got a community out there that just loves our tool, and they will not shut up about it. And I love hearing from developers that, well, the reason I'm coming to you is because my friends kept telling me I had to. Well, the only crowd I think that is more passionate about their technology of choice is the kind of the Linux Unix crowd. They are very, very zealous about wanting their platform pushed, and they've done a great job of making noise about it. The other factors that kind of are moving us towards let's look at it state are there's a lot of embedded platforms that are out there. I just had a flight on Virgin Air here to Seattle and back, and on the back of every seat was an on-demand TV screen with games I could play that is running a Linux-based OS. And I stare at that and think, wow, we can't get to that today because we don't have the playback capabilities. So when will it happen? We don't have any announcements to put out just yet. Obviously, as we talk about author once deploy anywhere, under deploy anywhere, you have to have a little asterisk there because you say, well, Linux isn't part of our anywhere. Windows Mobile 7 isn't part of our anywhere. Nintendo's DS isn't part of anywhere. So we're always looking at new platforms and making expansion decisions appropriately. And clearly, a Linux runtime is likely the next desktop target. I mean, what else is there that would be of any real interest? Is something in the Linux Unix area. But time commitments, when it will actually happen, that's not something I can talk about right now. It's something that we keep on the wall of consideration, and then we'll get to it when it makes the right time. So I danced around not really answering that.
Okay, we have another question to the Unity editor, and Thomas asked if there will be major changes in the physics engine, like fluid surfaces.
I'm sorry, you broke up a bit when asking that one. Mild changes on the what?
On the physics engine.
Well, in 3.0, there are some huge changes coming because we're doing much like Mono, where we gave a significant upgrade. We're doing a major upgrade to PhysX as well. So right off the bat, that brings along stability and performance improvements. And then apart from just those kind of raw base level things, cloth dynamics, cloth simulation is a huge feature that's coming in the 3.0 release. And we've actually got a feature preview video up on Vimeo at vimeo.com/unity3d. You can check it out where you're going to be able to do simulated cloth, whether it's the mundane flag waving in the wind, to more interesting things in that demo that show like a carpet that's hanging, and you can shoot holes in the carpet and rug so that you can actually see kind of damage to making a beach ball that you can control the inflation level. And does it bounce, or does it fall because it's flat and just kind of stop? So cloth simulation is a huge new item that's going to be in the 3.0 release. That I think on the surface it's a bit like the HTML blink tag. I hope folks don't overuse it and just like try to make everything kind of clothy and wavy, but I think it can be a really nice add-in to really just create that extra nice scene where when used right, just brings the right amount of sex appeal to some content. So that's coming in the 3.0 release. Going beyond that, what happens in 3.1, 2, 3, obviously physics is such a key component to what we offer. Yeah, you're going to keep seeing improvements. Fluid dynamics and things like that are what people want. Soft body dynamics. There's lots of stuff to keep adding. So a lot of work to be done.
Okay. Meshman from our live chat asked if there are plans to publish a roadmap showing what's beyond Unity 3.
To publish like the full feature set and whatnot. We've got to start getting that information up. What is the full feature set that's coming in? What are the bugs that have been fixed? What is the pro indie feature split? And keep in mind when I say all of this, I say this that we need it not only in terms of Unity 3.0, but also in terms of Unity Android. And just to make it clear, because there does seem to be some confusion, while those are both projects that we're working on right now, they are not one and the same project. So Unity 3 is going to ship and be out there, and that's an improvement to our desktop, web, and then iOS solutions. Sometime after that, maybe it's a day or a week or two, however long engineering needs, we're going to put out Unity Android. It's going to be part of the 3.x product family, but they're not projects are not lockstep. We need to get that information up about both of those. What are the features going to be for Unity Android? What's Unity Android versus Unity Android Pro going to look like? Same story for Unity iOS, Unity on the desktop. So we just have to get this all coordinated and start staging these website updates. There's just a lot of it to come, and we need to kind of roll them out gradually and just get our site updated. So yeah, we're going to get some of that up soon, and I know folks have been dying for it. So I'm going to leave this